Hello everybody in Advanced Math. This is Mrs. Jagzinski here. Today we're going to go ahead and work on dividing fractions from lesson 2.5. I've decided to take this lesson and cut it in half. We're going to focus only on fractions today, and tomorrow we will go ahead and work on dividing decimals. I hope I'm a little more energetic for you, and I have a shout out to all the girls in my 3-4-5 class who like to wear those banana pants. Here we go. So again, today our heading is going to be dividing rational numbers, lesson 2.5, but we will only be working with fractions. A number and its reciprocal have a product of 1. Keyword product. Product means multiplication. If you multiply any number and its reciprocal, you will always have an answer of 1. Remember, to find a reciprocal of a fraction, you're exchanging the numerator and the denominator. You're just flipping them around. Remember that an integer can be written as a fraction with a denominator of 1. So if you're given a whole number, remember you can always give a whole number or change a whole number into a fraction by just putting a 1 in the denominator. Multiplication and division, remember they're inverse of each other. They're inverse operations. They undo each other. So if you'll notice that multiplying by the reciprocal will give you the same result as dividing. So we're going to go ahead and practice. I've come up with a shortcut. You have all used KFC in the past for dividing fractions. I like to use, oh, my slide's missing. Oh, I had a special slide in here. I will call it copy, change, and flip. So the first thing we're going to do in our problem of 7/15 divided by 3/4, we are going to copy the first fraction. Copying the first fraction of 7/15. Now we want to go ahead and change our division sign into a multiplication sign and flip 3/4. When we flip it, it becomes 4/3. Always look to see, can we simplify before we multiply? Is there any cross-canceling that can be done? In this problem, nope, there isn't. Go ahead and multiply your numerator. 7 times 4 is 28, and 15 times 3 is 45. There's our final answer, 28/45. Now the second example that's given here, we have a mixed number. We cannot divide with a mixed number. So let's go ahead and change that to an improper fraction. I'm hoping you remember to change an improper fraction. You multiply your denominator times the whole number, and then go ahead and add your numerator. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 2 is 22. Your denominator stays the same, so we need to have a 5 as our denominator. I'm going to go ahead and bring the division sign and my 3 down. 3 is a whole number, and I just told you on the previous slide how to make sure that you write this whole number as a fraction. Do you remember? Hopefully you went ahead and you put a 1 on the bottom. Now we're going to go ahead and copy, change division. Let's try that again. Whoa, things are moving around on me. Division to multiplication, and flip 3/1, which becomes 1/3. Can anything cross cancel? 5 and 1? Nope. 3 and 22? Nope, that doesn't cross cancel either. So go ahead and multiply 22/15. Now this is an improper fraction. I want you to go ahead and convert that back into a mixed number. Remember my song, you guys love it so much. I-O, I-O. It's off to math we go. The top goes in and the bottom goes out. I-O, I-O. And when you're done dividing, here is our simplified answer of 1 7/15. The final example on this slide now gives us two mixed numbers. Well, we can't use mixed numbers when dividing, so the first thing you're going to do is change them to improper fractions. 6 1/2 becomes 13/2. Bring my division sign down. 1 5/8 turns into 13/8. Now, copy. Change. And flip. Let's see if there's any cross-canceling that can occur in this problem. There is. I see a couple. Because we have the same exact numerator in the denominator, they cancel each other out and they both become 1. Since 2 is a factor of 8, 2 divides into 8 4 times, and there's our final answer, 4. Now remember, I could always throw in positives and negatives being divided, so you still need to know your rules for dividing fractions. We're going to go ahead and evaluate now. Remember, evaluating is just taking the value given and plugging it into the problem that's originally there. So 5 divided by 4/5, and k is equal to 5. So 5 divided by 4/5. Since we're dividing these fractions, let's copy, change, and flip. Copy, change, and flip. Ooh, my 5, the first one, it's a whole number. I need to change that. Let's make it a fraction. 5/1. 5 times 5 is 25. 1 times 4 is 4. And again, sing the song, I-O, I-O, it's off to math we go. The top goes in and the bottom goes out. Final answer here, 6 1/4. We'll move on to our story problem now. A cookie recipe calls for half a cup of oats. You have 3/4 cups of oats. How many batches of cookies can you bake using all of the oats that you have? You know, I'm not really a fan of oatmeal cookies, but if you bring me one, you know, I've never said no to a cookie. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to set the problem up by listing what is it that you have. How many oats do you have? Now, what does the recipe call for? For each recipe, how much do you need? We're going to go ahead and we're going to take what we have and divide it by what we need. We have 3/4 of a cup of oats. We need half a cup of oats. So what we're doing here is we're trying to find out how many batches of cookies we can make. Let's go ahead and copy, change, and copy, change, and flip. So copy, change that division sign to a multiplication sign, and now let's go ahead and flip our 1/2 to 2/1. Do you see what I see? Sometimes I sing that. Do you see what I see? I'm hoping that you will see that the number 2 divides evenly into the number 4 2 times. Now we can go ahead and solve. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. Change that out to a mixed number, I-O, I-O. We get 1 1/2 batches. Don't forget to give yourself a label. So I could make one full batch of cookies And I could make half a batch of cookies. Not so bad. Here's a few for you to try. Oh, hey, there's the slide I was looking for, my copy, change, and flip slide. Somehow it got moved. Here's a few problems for you to go ahead and practice tonight. Please remember, show me all of your work, take your time, check over it. Oh, wait, stop. Don't do all of these problems. I need to take that one away from you. We're going to talk about decimals tomorrow. You don't need that. Now you only have 2 questions you have to do for practice tonight. Tomorrow in class, we will practice dividing with fractions, and I hope you have a great evening.